Spoilers are ahead for Attack on Titan because I feel like you really can't talk about this series without them. Attack on Titan to me is that good and evil is not so black and white, history repeats itself, and everybody is a slave of something. So let's begin. Like I said in my previous video, that I felt as though Zeke was a snake, and given the new info we got, I don't think that Zeke has the purest intentions and doesn't sympathize with the Walldians at all. He still seems to blame them by saying war is a bad thing and all this is happening because we failed the wall mission, even though he had a hand with the wall mission in the first place, murdering many and indirectly killing Sasha and many of the others. I mean, I knew that human Erin and Beast Titan Zeke can use the Founding Titan, and Zeke may have known from Reiner's intel that Erin used it with his mom, because he knew that she was a Titan on the island. The Founding Titan is arguably the most powerful Titan, and can not only control all Titans, but mess with people's minds and memories. Zeke's spinal fluid can make Titans and seems to have some control and communication with them, so is it a possibility that he can manipulate and influence minds to some degree? I may be wrong on this, but Zeke is still very smart and manipulative. I wanted to see Erin using the messing with minds and memories of the Walldians. Now I'm not sure about being the beast or not to have Erin mess with the minds and memories, but Historia's half-sister Frida didn't need to be a Titan to use it to manipulate Historia. I mean, with Erin, it would be different obviously because he doesn't have royal blood, but maybe Erin and Historia could hold hands and Erin will do what her half-sister did. As far as memories go, Zeke being a Titan may play a factor, but in the Uprising arc, we've seen both with Historia and Erin together and alone. I think that Erin and Historia both got past memories from touching or being in close proximity to a Titan with royal blood. Zeke is not only related to Erin Jägermeister through his father, but Historia Reese's Pieces through his mother. They, by touching Zeke, can see his memories, and I'm not sure if he knows of this. Now, he may know about Erin, but not about Historia, so she might get to see something in Zeke's memories like her father. I think that Kruger and the previous Beast Titan may have had contact with Zeke as a young boy like Erin would later with Historia. Zeke having royal blood maybe was how Kruger connected to the pathways and how he saw those memories. Okay, now this may be a little far-fetched sounding, but Zeke and Historia seem to me to be the only two that I could see saying that Kruger line. Whether I'm right or wrong on this, Kruger saw an opportunity to give Grisha the Attack Titan and give him a second chance with Erin. I think that Zeke didn't know about Kruger, but his father to some degree, and figured that he would try again with Erin, who would end up with the Titans. That's why the Warriors may have took special interest in Erin in the walls, because of his last name being Jaeger. Now I think that Zeke with Marley made the wall mission a reality in the first place, fed into the Wall Titan lie or the Marley propaganda that the Wall Titans are there to kill the outside world, to have a reason to attack the walls, keeping his royal blood a secret so he could get Erin to use the Founding Titan. Magath had questioned the Marley military about sending the warriors into the walls in the first place, and it is said that the warriors were going to sympathize with the Walldians, which I think they did somewhat. Now I think that Marcel may have had concerns about not wanting to go through with the mission, and his brother would have followed him in doing so if he had been there instead of Reiner. Now I think that Reiner was picked over Porkel because of Zeke. He picked Reiner to go into the walls because he was the most brainwashed from the note that he had to write about his loyalty, because that was the only thing that Reiner had going for him. Now Zeke reaching out to the Walldians is a red flag, because Zeke is willing to stop at nothing to get what he wants. Zeke failed in kidnapping Erin in the walls the first time around, so he's going to try another way. Zeke may have made the play to set up the Tabars and the Marley military for Erin. Now if he really cared about the Walldians and the other Titan shifters, wouldn't you think that he'd be more careful? I mean, Pike has the skills of judging a situation well and knowing how to react accordingly. If Pike felt like the situation was sketchy, she'd tell somebody, especially if it's the men in control of the guns on her back. Zeke of all people would know that, so wouldn't you think that he'd go and tell his lady friend to go and lead them another way if she saw them because it may risk them escaping? Zeke thought that the Survey Corps and or Erin would have killed the Warhammer, Reiner, Porkel, and Pike, and he also thought that Magath, Colt, Falco, and Gabby wouldn't survive either because they can contradict him. Levi was curious about why would Zeke be worried about the kids all of a sudden. Miscalculations. Right. Now when they arrive, they think Erin was acting alone and was suicidal to infiltrate, but why would Zeke let Erin do suicide? He talks shade about Erwin's hero's death by suicide charge. It seems to me that Erin is not in any real danger because Marley didn't even know he was there. Now Zeke may have not even known until his lady friend told him, who was on the war spy ships. She probably got Erin into Marley for Zeke to make sure that Erin would have a negative outside world experience. So she could have told Zeke that Erin didn't agree with any of his plans. So to get Erin out of the way, because he disagreed and would get in the way of it, Zeke may have set up Erin out to be a monster to get everyone mad at him and not to trust him. Zeke will just tell Erin what he wants to hear, but Zeke lied, like he lied at the festival's play, to the world. Zeke's tricking Erin into doing his dirty work for him and to take the fall. Like I said in my previous video about the Titan War, that the play was a cherry-picked narrative to sell it that Erin is a villain and is going to kill the outside world with the Wall Titans. This is the perfect setup for Zeke to destroy them by infiltrating like the first time around. It does not surprise me that Zeke and his group is manipulating and influencing them in the walls to try to get the Walldians' trust like they got Marley's and is going to play along with them. Of course he wants all of his sins forgiven and has a secret plan. What secret plan is that, Zeke? To kill all the Walldian devils with the Wall Titans with your last leg of life? I mean, if I remember correctly, when Zeke was fighting Levi, he says about how he was going to kill every last one of the peoples in the walls. Now, why would Zeke want to do that? Well, I think it may have something to do with the Titan's will. Like I said in my previous video about the Titan War, that all the Titans may have a will of their own, and to expand upon it, that the Titan's will may depend on a few things like royal blood, being an Eldian, who are the only ones who we know of who can become Titans, and or passing it down to a relative. Like for example, Reiner, I felt like, never really had split personalities. I thought that there was more to him, only to find out that he's half Eldian and half Marleyan. That makes a lot more sense, and that he's only half influenced by the Titan's will. So his Eldian side, or the armored Titan's will, is saying serve and protect, be a soldier. However, his Marley side is saying kill all the Walldian devils, be a warrior. Now obviously regular Eldians are affected by the Titan's will, but perhaps a person with royal blood, however, becomes most influenced and corrupted by any Titan, not just the founding Titan. In Zeke's case in defense, I feel that young boy Zeke had pure intentions, but after getting the Beast Titan became corrupted. He has some, if not all, of perhaps the past Beast Titan's memories, or just the ones that he's related to with his royal blood, all the way back to the first Titan Ymir Fritz is affecting him. So maybe Zeke, I think, that's why he wants Astoria to have the Beast Titan, so that she can end up the same and carry on its will that he himself is influenced and corrupted by. Now others may say that there's no way they can bounce back from the festival's play, but I don't think so, because the play, they painted the Fritzes, now known as the Reeses, in a positive light by saying they had a peace agreement to set up Astoria to be a hero and say that there's no more Wall Titan threat because we took care of it to save the outside world by killing most of the Walldian devils and by stopping Eren Yeager. So, to then rebuild the Eldians' reputation for the Eldian Empire and making the cycle of Titans start all over again. So maybe Zeke wanted Eren to not only get the Warhammer, but the Armored and the Jaws Titan too, to get most if not all the Titans in one place, so that Astoria may become the new Ymir Fritz, and or her children could eat the Titans. I think that Zeke wants all the Titans to have royal blood, to be influenced and corrupted, and I think that all of those people who came on those war spy ships to take over the island and to make their own paradise on it. All of Zeke's followers will now have the island and those natural resources. I would like to see this explored in the next arc, this idea and how they get around it. Obviously they would. So I'm going to give you a basic overview about the next chapter. Now I feel that chapter 108 is going to be about Astoria, Gabby, and Falco. I could see them helping and being with Astoria. I would like to see that and potentially have her reevaluate what she's doing and maybe think about possibly there being a fourth option. There was a lack of Armin in this chapter 107, but in the next one it might set up that he thought of a fourth plan. Now I feel like if anybody can come up with a plan, it's going to be Armin with Hanji. Hanji was trying to understand Eren and wanted him to give another alternative, but he didn't do that, unfortunately. So I think that Eren is mad because they are letting history repeat itself, and that this was something that his father and Kruger were trying to avoid. Now, Hanji does agree with this, I believe, and also I'm sure that some of the others also in the walls will too. Now, I would agree with that as well, but I also agree with Armin about that it is a misunderstanding. The differences between Eren and Armin will begin, but I think that Armin will try to understand Eren and will come up with something. Now, I think that they're going to start asking hard questions, right? That if it was true that the Wall Titans are there to kill the outside world, then wouldn't those Wall Titans be facing the opposite direction, not facing the Walldians? And if there's one thing that I think I'm right on, it would be that the Wall Titans are facing them because they are most likely there to kill them. I think somebody might inform Erin, maybe Armin, maybe Hanji, but inform him about the Wall Titans facing toward them. Now, a few things about the Wall Titans. I think that they will be released at some point, and I also believe that the Wall Titans are not there to trample everybody. I think that number is highly exaggerated, and I think they're just going to come out and make a massive explosion that's just going to vaporize everything in their path, similar to what Bertolt and Armin did at the festival's play. So they will play along with Zeke, but I think they will forge a plan of their own, like in the Uprising arc. So like I said about Levi and Zeke talking about the kids, I think that they will question the kids at some point, and I could see Falco telling them stuff about the conversation between him and Erin, and then also about Zeke, because Zeke has done some questionable things in the past. I mean, he turned Connie's entire village into Titans, then he got those Titans to try to kill them, including Reiner and Bertolt. I mean, where does this loyalty lie? Armin will have Bert's memories, so he will know about Zeke. So we will take a trip down memory lane, and Erin has the Warhammer Titan apparently, so she will be more developed through her memories like Bertolt through Armin. Speaking of memories, I do believe throughout the arc that the past Titans' memories are going to shed some light. I'm sure that we'll learn more about the founding Titans' power and get more info about Titans like the pathways. Now, I do think that they do need the other shifters, obviously because of Annie, and that they may have something to do with the pathways as well. So they then will have a meeting with the Asians again with the new plan and explain about the Wall Titans, Astoria potentially having second thoughts, maybe the kids with their info, and Annie needing the Jaws Titan to free her from the crystal. Now, the Asians were there to help strengthen their military, but who has a strong military? Marley. So the Asian lady will go to Marley to explain to Magath who will want to start a new military and not rely on Titans anymore. What better way for them to help them in the walls, because Armin will know what Marley wanted, the island's natural resources with Bertolt's memories. Now, I could see the old farts in the walls and them having a meeting in secret and asking Magath about the Titan serum, Pixis. And then Magath will give them that, and also perhaps he'll just bring the entire research team to work with Hanji, who may want to do tests on the Titan shifters and may find a cure for the Titanitis for Connie's mom, which is something I really want to see them do. Well, apparently Erin does have the Warhammer Titan, so I could see the Jaws getting a power-up from it in the same way that Erin got hardening of the Armored Titan not from eating Reiner, but from a bottle marked Armored for Armored Titan spinal fluid from Rod Reese, that he probably got from the Asians, perhaps. Now, I think that Annie may be ingested or was injected by the spinal fluid of the Warhammer Titan to eat the previous female Titan, and that's how she can have the hardening ability and/or can put herself in the crystal. Now, I could see Hanji wanting to take Armored Titan spinal fluid from Reiner, like with Erin, and give it to Pike, to be able to strengthen her body as the Cart Titan. I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to just leave it at that for now, because I'm getting a little bit overboard. So I'm going to just give you, obviously, just a basic overview of the next chapter and how I feel about it. I mean, this video would be way too long if I kept going, and it's mainly about Zeke. So I think that his miscalculations are going to come back to bite him in the butt, because he has wronged a lot of people. Now, I could be wrong or right on some of these things, because this manga really is anybody's guess, but I try to narrow it down to what makes the most sense on what I know and make a theory and speculation based around that. Now, I feel like I have got some stuff right for the next arc. So what do you guys think on my theory on Zeke's secret plan to get rid of those who disagree and is tricking Erin and Astoria? Armin making a plan and trying to stop it before it's too late? Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.